let's go into this interesting news about the NS Nova Scotia mass shooter. He allegedly had guns, drugs, secret rooms, court documents say, and that he smuggled drugs from Maine for years, an associate told police.
See, that there, though, is just like, that was just some guy who said that. They haven't substantiated that at all. Yeah. It was just his friend who was like, yeah, he told me all the time that he sold boatloads of opiates.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, some pretty crazy news. But yeah, this is what it says. In a subsequent interview with Halifax Regional Police, someone who knew Wortman for 9 years described him as a sexual predator who provided people in Portapique and nearby economy with drugs. That same person who had not seen Wortman for 8 months. So yeah, they're even questioning him in the CBC article. Claimed he had smuggled drugs from Maine for years, quotations, and kept a stockpile of guns according to documents. Well, we know about the stockpile of guns.
Yeah, so, we know about
that's
the
like
guns.
this. That's like the seed of truth in the field of bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how this whole article felt to me.
But this is the person told the police the drugs included a bag of 10,000 Oxycontin and 50,000 Dilaudid pills he'd picked up in New Brunswick. Unless this person is also a criminal informant and or like the guy who Wortman was buying the drugs from, I don't believe this.
Yeah, no, he's just supposed to be like his friend.
Why would Wortman be telling anybody, like, unless they split or something, that he has 10,000 oxys and 15,000 Dilaudid pills?
Yeah.
Do you know how much money that is?
I know. And he just tells this guy, and this guy just happens to be like a nice enough guy to keep it a secret until he gets caught. And then he's like, I'll spill the beans.
Yeah, but the other thing is, this also, like, this guy could just be the RCMP. That, like, it lines up perfectly with the undercover agent story. Like, he's like buying and distributing drugs for some sort of biker gang for the New Brunswick RCMP, supposedly. He got $475,000 cash through what was it? Through some branch of CIBC that is only for this type of thing. And then the craziest thing to me, anyways, was the whole just a former CSIS agent and like the Star coming out with like kind of slander pieces, counterintelligence type tweet threads. Like, oh, this isn't true for this reason and that reason. Like, just more suspicious than even the whole story itself.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, a couple RCMP agents said that this part of the bank gives cash to people who are doing investigations. And I'm like, oh, that's really odd. But maybe we should look into that bank more. I didn't think like, oh yeah, for sure Wortman's an RCMP agent. I'm just like, yeah, these guys said he was a criminal informant or RCMP agent. Like, that's a given.
Yeah.
Like, but then they came out and said like, oh yeah, you don't know if that's true or not. And then the RCMP is like, we don't release any information on cases. So like, and we know about intelligence and counterintelligence. So yeah, it's just really crazy. But beyond that, the allegations hadn't been tested in court, like you said. The same witness described Wortman as controlling and paranoid and would talk about getting rid of bodies, burning, and chemicals, which is very crazy. Another witness also told investigators that Wortman had a history of domestic violence, said he had shown off a hidden compartment under a workbench in his garage where he stored a high-powered rifle. This sounds more legit. The same witness said there was a false wall in his shed in Dartmouth. A third person told police there's a secret room in the clinic in Dartmouth. The documents state Wortman worked as a denturist and lived above the clinic.
I think they found all these secret rooms.
Yeah, of course they did. But they have to write this stuff because the witnesses came about it. Because this stuff was released Monday.
Well, that's just to corroborate the first guy's fucking stuff. Yeah.
Well, some of that first guy's story remains redacted because clearly
it's bullshit.
He either or he knew too much about it, like about an intelligence operation thing.
Yeah.
So like they can't let us know because it's gonna like make the operation exposed.
Yeah, they
For
cut
like
out the
other
part
guys
where
who are out there doing intelligent stuff.
yeah, yeah.
What were you?
Cut
What
out
did
his
they cut
hand.
out?
Just like his handler was the head of the fucking Hell's Angels or something like.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, among the new sections that were released, witness relayed there were 2 false walls in a bathroom, 2 others in a garage, and a storage room under a large deck in Portapique. So yeah, all over the place it seems like. And then there was some 2 references to the shooter's uncle. Had an uncle who was a retired RCMP member, and this uncle gave parts of his uniform to
That
Gabriel.
also seemed like a suspicious story.
It seemed too
That's
convenient.
where he gets this. Yeah.
But at the same time, like maybe that was his connection into the RCMP and the criminal informant stuff. Or maybe that was his protection from the RCMP. But that $475,000 cash is hard to just pretend that's something that the bank will do for you.
Yeah. The other thing is like, where did that money go? They didn't really ever find out. They didn't find all this cash.
Yeah, or maybe they
supposedly took it and spent it, gave it to somebody.
Yeah, if they did, they haven't told us crap about it.
That's, yeah.
Which is crazy. But yeah, I wish I could find this story. I don't remember where it was or if I sent it to you one way or another, which way it was. But it's just so, you can look it up probably.
What is this story about?
So yeah, beyond all this RCMP stuff and the obvious connection where this guy's crazy and clearly could be tied to intelligence or might not be. There was this former CSIS agent who now is like a consultant, I guess.
Okay.
So like she lives in Ottawa, consults on intelligence and like that kind of stuff, and was basically like saying like, oh, what about this? What about that? Like, here's an article from the Star that says the opposite of what that article said. Like, maybe this is real and that's wrong. Like that kind of dumb circular speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is it here? Okay. This is it. Seems like some ex-CSIS person and current consultant is trying to say maybe this guy would do $475,000 to be on the run. But seems pretty odd he drove an RCMP car in circles all night rather than fleeing. That's what I thought. Like,
yeah.
How long did he go on a rampage for?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna glorify this person, so I don't want to give their name. But the Star article, they point out pandemic fears may have led NS gunmen to withdraw hundreds of thousands of dollars prior to massacre. RCMP say. So this person's tweeting this story, and RCMP's also saying this story, corroborating. So like it just seems to me like a whole. If you know propaganda at all, if you know social media intelligence, how Russia uses it, like why wouldn't Canada and US use it the same way to pump their own stuff forward? Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, for all we know, he had connections with like Canadians NSA division, you know, and he went and he looked up texts everyone that talked shit about him, you know, and those are just all the people that in his friend group that, you know, said he was an idiot behind his back.
Yeah.
And then he went house to house and shot them, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Some crazy stuff there.
I
wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either. I remember when the NSA story first broke and they were finding that like it was like a serious problem at the agency that people would just like spy on their girlfriends and ex-girlfriends and shit. It's like they had a name for it at the NSA and stuff. Like
it's just like what you do.
Yeah.
Snowden.
Yeah.
Snowden fucking blew off the lid, bastard.
Yeah, that fucking Russian Chinese spy.
Yeah, what a sucker. But yeah, also in speaking of the Halifax police, though, there was some other crazy news that popped up in my feed earlier last week. 33.8 million worth of drugs seized from a boat at Halifax Area Yacht Club. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit the bell for notifications. Drop a comment down below. Give us a like. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, show some love with a 5-star review already.
We appreciate all you fucking drug fiends out there coming in every day, hitting that like.